love popcorn. How many times can I say I love popcorn? Seriously. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Kathleen Hart here from the Little Piece of Heart cooking blog, and today we're going to continue our series and we're going to talk about low carb snacking. So I've done a couple videos on this channel about low carb snacks that I love, which I will definitely link down below in case you want to check out some of my on-camera taste testing and different snack options for specific brands and specific products. So definitely check those out down below. But today I wanted to just continue the series we're doing and just go over some new options to kind of spark your interest back into your low carb lifestyle. So like I've been saying in all my other videos, if you're going to make, especially low carb living, if you're going to make it into a lifestyle, you have to have options and healthy choices for things that you used to like when you were eating high carb and just the normal traditional American diet. So if you have those options and you have them waiting for you in your arsenal, when you feel like those things, you have your alternative all ready to go and you don't feel like you're depriving yourself, you don't feel like you're on a diet, you feel like you're normal. And I like to say it like that because when anybody feels like they're on a diet, I feel like you get that isolated feeling where you're like, can't go out to dinner with my friends because they're going here and I can't have anything to eat there, or I can't do X, Y, and Z because I'm gonna be tempted, or there's no options for me to eat there. There is. You just have to put a little bit of thought into it and you can plan out every event in your life so that you're prepared and that you have a healthy option to eat as far as low carb. And I'm here to help you and make you feel normal again, because I felt like that for a long time. So that's another reason why I'm making this series. I want everybody to feel like you can still follow your low carb lifestyle and still not feel like you're depriving yourself. And you don't feel like you have to be missing out on anything in life, because who wants that? So when I'm doing these videos in this series, I think that snacking might be the most challenging, because when you're talking about breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even desserts, we all kind of know our lines that we shouldn't cross when it comes to certain products and certain things. But when it comes to snacking to me might be the hardest one, because snacks are so easy to overeat. So you have to keep this in mind. When I'm telling you the different options that I like to have, you have to keep your portions in check. So what I recommend doing is measuring them out, especially if you're going to be grabbing something as a handful and just eating. Just make sure you're measuring out your snacks. I still measure out my snacks. Even if I'm not on a low carb diet, I'm still measuring out my snacks, because I will sit down with a bag of chips and mindlessly eat. And then before you know it, you've eaten 4 or 5 portions. And even for just not being on low carb or being on low carb, overeating at all is always going to derail your diet. It's always going to stall your weight loss. It's probably the #1 thing that I personally have to work on in my day-to-day life, because I always overeat. Things taste good to me and I can't stop eating them. So that's one of my main things that I'm always trying to work on, even now that I am pregnant and not doing low carb diet right now, but still working low carb options into my daily eating, if that makes sense. I'm still watching my carbs. So the first snack that I wanted to talk about, I actually mentioned in my lunch video, was the Quest protein chips. I think if you're looking for a chip, these are probably my favorite. And I'm not gonna go into too much detail about them because I did the first time, but they're a little pricey, I agree, but they're very good. The texture of the nacho cheese ones, which are my favorite ones, are gonna be almost like a Cheez-It chip. They're kind of crumbly, they have that weird cracker chip texture, but they're super delicious, and they're already portioned out for you. So you just buy them and you get them in a snack pack bag. So that's great too. You grab a bag, you know exactly what you're getting, you're good to go. So that was the first thing that I would recommend for chips. So another snack that I'm obsessed with is chips and salsa and nachos and all of that, but traditional tortilla chips, not good. So instead, what I like to do is take a low carb wrap and I will cut it into triangle shapes and I'll just bake it in the oven for a few minutes, and it turns into perfect chips. You can even brush a little olive oil on it and put some seasoning on it if you wanted to make Cool Ranch chips, or the possibilities are really endless. But I highly recommend taking your favorite wrap and baking them in the oven to make chips. That's great for if a nachos base, especially if you're gonna do oh my gosh, beef and cheese, some tomato, some lettuce, some sour cream, some salsa. That's a low carb nacho platter right there. The main thing is thinking about what you are wanting that's not low carb, and then the ingredients that you need to switch out to make it low carb. So like a nacho platter, just switch out those chips into something that's more carb friendly, like a wrap, baked in the oven, cut into chips. So good. I can attest. That is an amazing, amazing snack, or even a lunch really. That's so, so, so good. Or a game day treat. Oh my gosh, so good. So I would highly recommend that. And then also I have to mention pork rinds. So pork rinds aren't my favorite thing, but pork rinds and guacamole are amazing. We recently went to like a Mexican restaurant and they actually had that on the menu as an appetizer, pork rinds and guacamole. So I just thought that was so cool, and I thought about it, I'm like, wow, like if I was low carbing 100%, not pregnant, I literally would come here and order that as an appetizer and probably be fine, like to stay on track. So that's definitely an option if you're looking for something to dip into a dip that's not gonna break your low carb diet, like an onion dip or a ranch dip or something like that. Those double-edged chips. So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm adding that to this list. I have to share with you guys because pork rinds are super cheap right now. And they're everywhere. You can get them in flavors, you can get them plain like salt and pepper, and use them as chips. So that's definitely an awesome snack for you to have. And I know that people have shared in the comments on my other videos how they like to eat pork rinds. So if you are one of those people, leave it down in the comments because we need to share our ideas. This is our community. This is our trust tree. We are in a place where we are going to share all of our ideas and just pump everybody up, bring positivity, and share our ideas. So definitely do that down in the comments. Don't forget about that. Next on the list, for snacks. One of my favorite things to have as a snack, which I bet everybody on a low carb diet has, string cheese. They have cheese. So what is a way to take that to the next level? We want to kick that up a couple notches. We want to take our string cheese and kick it up. You make a antipasto platter. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be tons of stuff. What I like to do is make myself like a mini bento box. I like to do some cheese. I love extra sharp cheddar cheese. Right now, that is my jam. I have it in the fridge. It's back there. It's a whole block and I cut myself a couple slices. It's amazing. So I will make myself a pre-portioned little bento box and I will do some sharp cheddar cheese. Gotta have olives. I'm sorry, my mouth is watering. I shouldn't have filmed this video while I was hungry. Then I'm gonna do some olives. So good. And then, what do I like to add as my little third thing? Salted, roasted cashews. So good. Not the most low carb nut, however, we're talking about portions here. So I'm portioning myself. I'm giving myself a portion which I know will stay within my carb limit. That is my perfect snack, literally. And since we're on the subject of antipasto platters and like that whole combination of like olives and cheese and meats and nuts and things like that, that is probably the most requested thing when I'm going somewhere, to bring that, because everybody loves it. There's something for everyone. You can pick and choose and make your perfect little platter, you know, like everybody has their little cocktail plate and you take this big platter of food and you pick and choose what you want. And I think that's probably the best thing for a party, is when you can make something that people can customize on their own and just pick at. They're always the first things to go, always. And I always make them when people come here. So actually on my other channel, my lifestyle channel, I did a video where I was entertaining and I made an epic platter that was like an antipasto platter. I'm gonna link that video down below in case you're interested in seeing how I assembled everything. But it came out so pretty, so pretty. But if you have time and if you're interested, I'll link that video down below because that was an epic platter. But that's also something where if you know you're going to a get-together and you want to make sure that you can bring something maybe to fill up on because you maybe think that there might not be many low-carb options, bring a huge antipasto platter. So not only is it a snack and an appetizer, but it's something you can bring where you know that you'll have something that you can eat. So it doubles. It's a good thing. And also too, if you're making a bunch of stuff for Thanksgiving and it's the traditional high carb food, make that as an appetizer and snack on that while you're cooking, snack on that while you're entertaining, and then you won't be super starving when it comes to dinner time and you won't fall off the rails. Always love a good antipasto platter. Always love olives. Olives, meat, cheese, so good. So the last thing I wanted to mention that kind of gets a little bit of negativity when it comes to a low carb diet is popcorn. So I don't think that popcorn is necessarily something that's bad on a low carb diet. I actually really like the Skinny Pop, and I'm gonna put a picture of it right here. This is the one that I buy, and I'll show you the nutritional information as well. It's low calorie, and the carbs really aren't that bad for eating like 1 cup. So if you can control yourself and just portion out like 1 cup of popcorn, you can still have popcorn. I have popcorn all the time, like day to day, just because we always have it in the house, and I love popcorn. I just love it. It's one thing that I cannot give up. So if I need to portion myself out 1/4 of a cup just so that I can have popcorn to fit into my daily low carb, you know, day, I will do that, especially because I grew up eating popcorn. I just love popcorn. How many times can I say I love popcorn? Seriously. But it's so good. So I just wanted to give that as an option. If you're like me and you really like something, think about it this way. I'm not doing keto. I'm not trying to stay in ketosis. I only track my carbs. So by doing that, I can be a little bit more flexible in my diet, which means that if I'm really wanting popcorn, which most people would say don't have that if you're trying to be low carb, if I portion it out correctly and I stick to that, it satisfies my craving and I'm still sticking to my low carb lifestyle. So I think that's a really good thing to remember too. If you really, really love something, think about if you had 1/4 of the serving or 1/8 of the serving. I know that sounds like not a lot at all, but if it's something that you really, really love and you really, really want, you can try to make it work. So I actually have a couple more ideas, but I'm looking at the timer on my camera and this video is getting a little bit long and I don't want to be talking too much. I don't want to talk your ear off for too long, but I can do a part 2 for this one as well. I know I've said that in the last couple of videos, but these are just ideas that are always coming to me and I'm always writing down lists, so I'm always adding to them, so I could always do another video. So if you guys like this video, if you like the format, if you liked me just like trying to spark some joy back into your low carb lifestyle, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, because there's gonna be lots more videos coming. I am pregnant right now, so I'm not on a low carb strict diet, but I will be soon after I have the baby, but that's a few months away from now. But I hope you guys liked this one, and until next time, there will be a new video very shortly, but until next time, I hope you have an awesome day and just spread some positivity. Just be happy, be the light in someone's life, because that's what this is all about. It's about the community that we have here, sharing, and then taking the positivity inside you and sharing it with other people. So I hope you guys liked this video. I'll see you soon, but until then, bye everybody.